Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to episode 7 of Hobo the Hony's Road to the Thoroughbred Makeover. In this episode, I will explain a little bit about how I go about cross-country schooling young horses in the particular context of cross-country schooling Hobo to prepare him for his very first Beginner Novice, his Beginner Novice debut. And then you will get to see him actually in action at the Loudoun Hunt Pony Club Horse Trials, which is in Leesburg, Virginia. So let's take a look.
So here we are at Chapel Springs Farm warming up for our cross-country school. I took him here about 5 or 6 days before the horse trial, and then the week prior I took him to Plain Dealing Farm so that he could see a couple different places in cross-country school and feel really confident before his beginner novice debut. After trotting a few little logs and then cantering the same really little inviting logs, I moved on to equally inviting but slightly larger solid obstacles and just tried to get into a nice easy canter rhythm and canter a few things in a row so that Hobo would feel really confident and brave. And then here you will see we canter into the water. Hobo is not afraid of water at all, except he did break to the trot a little bit right there, which is totally fine. As long as he keeps moving forward, I don't mind that he breaks to the trot or to the walk just to have a little bit of extra time to take a peek at what he's about to do. You'll notice that I give him a tap right here on the shoulder because I felt him back off coming up to that. That was the first thing that made him back off a little bit. It was bigger and it had slats in it. It looked a bit different from the things that we had jumped up until then. So sometimes I'll do that if I feel like the horse is backing off my leg, just to make sure that they are jumping, coming forward off the leg, and feel confidence coming from me that I am absolutely certain that, yes, I do want you to jump this. Yes, please do. Now we're making our way over to the banks. The bank at Chapel Springs is really cool because the sides of the bank that we're jumping here are really tiny, so you can introduce horses to banks in that way. And here he goes up the bank very bravely. He goes down the bank just as bravely, but he's also very adjustable and listens to the rider's aids. There he just took a little funny step, but he actually learns from his mistake, which you will see in a second. And then right here, he just drops off really nicely. Sometimes green horses will take a flying leap off of the bank. He didn't do that, which was really nice. And then here we come, trotting down the bank again. Sometimes I like to trot things just to give them an extra second to process what they're doing. And that does tend to instill confidence in Hobo if I trot things the first time. So you'll see me doing that here at these ditches as well. Now, for those of you who have been following the Hobo show since the beginning, you will remember that the first time I took him cross-country schooling, he had a real fear of jumping the ditch. It took some time to overcome that, but that is completely in his past. Now he bravely jumps ditches, trots over them, canters over them, no problem at all. Now I'm putting a few fences together here where I am trying to simulate the feeling of what it would be like on course. By stringing a few things together with some big gallops in between. We're coming up to this big flat table up here, and you'll see he's getting pretty strong. He's actually getting really keen. He loves cross-country. Hobo is a good boy. Cross-country schooling. Okay, so what did you draw on there? Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so here we are at Loudoun Hunt Pony Club Horse Trials here in Leesburg, Virginia. And I just want you all to behold the difference in the butt sizes here. Little Hobo versus Big Mo. Say hi, Louise. That's Louise. There's little Hobo. He's ready for his beginner novice debut. Bobo! He's so little. Mo is so big.
Mo is so dirty.
Unfortunately, I didn't get any video footage of our dressage test, which I was pretty pleased with. But here we are in the show jumping. As you can see, the show jumping is on grass. It's on a little bit of a hill. Hobo still struggles a little bit to balance going up and down terrain, but I think that's just a lack of strength. He's still only 4 years old and still very green. So here we are coming up to fence 3. He is being really rideable at this point. He's doing his cute little lead changes, makes a really nice effort over that fence. I really have to use my outside leg there so that I don't overshoot my turn. Sometimes, especially coming down this hill here, you'll see he gets rolling. He's very enthusiastic. He loves jumping. He loves his job, which is really nice to see. So we're coming up to another bending line here, and I was pretty pleased with how I rode into this, but not with how I rode out. I actually took one too many tugs in the line here and kind of buried him at it, and he wasn't able to leave the rail up, which was completely my fault, and I was kicking myself after. But he didn't hold it against me. Coming up to this last 2 stride here, he said, "No problem, Mom, I got it. I don't care if you just rode me poorly. I'll still jump anyways."
So ultimately, Hobo ended up finishing in 5th place in his very first Beginner Novice, adding just a rail in his show jumping round, which, as I talked about before, was completely my fault. And then no penalties on cross country. He was absolutely on fire on cross country, just in the best possible way. So enthusiastic and brave. We almost got speed faults, and I narrowly missed the speed fault time, so I had to really slow down at the end after looking at my watch. But it's very clear that he loves the job. He loves cross country and he loves eventing. So I'm super excited for our next outing, which will actually be at the Virginia Horse Center. We are going to a jumper show, and then we will also be going to dressage at Lexington to test him in the dressage arena for straight dressage. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode, and I'll see you all next time.